Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Boakye and I'm so glad to come your way with another amazing video on the Mo channel. If you are joining in and you enjoy content like this, don't forget to click on the notification button and subscribe to get updates on future uploads. So let me ask you a question. Why do you fear failure so much? I can ask myself the same question. You see, this is a common challenge of so many people. The fear of failure. And what if I told you that failure is rather the ingredient for success? Think about it critically. If you lived in a world where everything was possible and you had no fear of failure, you have no fear of being ridiculed or anything, just imagine the number of things you can accomplish. However, we live in a society where everything is about success, everything is about doing well. So when we try to attempt something and we see it as not being so successful or something that might fail, we will rather back off. I've been in situations where I failed terribly at certain things. Some of the things that I tried to do in life, I failed terribly, and it caused me to have some level of anxiety. Do you know that feeling where you try to do something and you have so much belief and you have so much faith in your heart that it's going to work, and immediately you start it and you look at the outcome, the kind of results you are getting, you are like, oh boy, I have to stop this thing and go and do something else, because the failure is so visible. You get it? It's very funny when you look at it in some ways. It looks funny, but let me tell you, the fear of failure might be the reason why so many people are not accomplishing a lot these days. Just imagine you starting a company, let's say an Apple company or something like that, and at the earlier stages there's so much challenge, there's so much competition in the market, and everyone around you seems to have a better idea, a better knowledge or something, but you keep believing in what you have to offer. And after some time, it just blows up and succeeds. The people who are able to do these things are people like all of us, but what happens is they have embraced their faith that what we are trying to do, it might fail, it might succeed, but that doesn't mean we want to put our idea out there. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going to distinguish you from whoever is not doing anything at all. When we were growing up, there was this thing where we would carry out a test, especially when we were at the early stages of our education. They would carry out a test and we would actually be assessed on our results, and to be like, this person is better, this person does well, okay, this person is average and all that. There is that kind of challenge right from the word go, because even growing up, that is how we have been conditioned. So even when you are attempting to write an exam or you are attempting to do something and there's a possibility of you failing, there is that kind of anxiety. So it is very understandable. So the fear of failure has been in us, and it has been with us. Even when you are not aware, it is with you wherever you are going. And the reason why you have to change your relationship with failure today is failure might be the reason why you succeed beyond measure. Yeah, failure might be the reason why you succeed beyond measure. Now, see something. Let's say you start something and it fails. Once it fails, it means that you have actually gone through all the processes that cause that thing to fail. So when you start again, it's very difficult for you to replicate the same thing, unless you are not really conscious or self-aware of whatever you did to fail. Once you are able to embrace the challenge and go on with whatever you are doing, it's very easy for you to succeed once you have failed. Ladies and gentlemen, failure doesn't define you. Failure doesn't really define you. What defines you is the ability for you to put yourself out there and keep grinding. The ability for you to keep showing up. Even when everyone around you is ridiculing you, everyone around you is telling you that what you are doing is funny, what you are trying to put out there will not succeed and all that. And even when you try it and you fail, you keep going at it, because that is the only way success can happen. That is the only way you can become successful at whatever you are attempting to do. You see, when I was growing up, I wanted to do a whole lot of things. And I'm telling you, most of the things that I've attempted to do didn't succeed. I didn't get the results I wanted with most of my ventures, be it education, be it business, be it like a whole lot didn't succeed or move in the direction that I wanted. But what has actually encouraged me to keep going is, I know that I've learned my lessons, and one day, with all these lessons I've learned from the failure, I'm going to attempt something, and with all this experience, that thing is going to succeed. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the spirit. So be in a state of mind where you fear failure is actually a wrong state of mind. Because when you fear failure, and because of that you are not trying to attempt anything at all, when you decide that because of failure you are not going to attempt anything at all, then that means you are not going to do anything. Because once you are doing something, then you are going to fail at certain things. But when you are doing everything possible to not fail or to not do anything that will cause you to be ridiculed or for you to be humiliated, that causes you to live in a shell. So now you are treading on terrains where you will now want to check whether the waters are hot, whether the waters are cold, or whether the time is right and all that. And once you are doing that, you are going to keep hesitating. That is why you have to change your relationship with failure. What you should see failure to be is, failure is just like a stepping stone. Failure is a stepping stone. It's the way that you actually build the character, you actually build whatever behavior that will cause you to be successful. And once you have built all these characters and corrected all your mistakes, it is easy for you to succeed. So let's say failure is how you learn success. That is how it is. Failure is how you learn success. Failure is how you build the character and do all the things necessary to succeed. So once you are failing at things, know that you are actually going to succeed. And that is why you have to fail at a couple of things. And by trying certain things and failing, you learn all the things that you need to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mo channel, and thanks for watching. Till we meet again, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification button if you are joining in now. Till we meet again, stay safe.